Pringle. You should buy a lottery ticket, by the way.
Sorry?
You should buy a lottery ticket. You're doing very well there.
I don't think I'd be as lucky on that somehow. Yeah, Minister, this question just is in relation to something that's quite topical at the moment within the farming sector, and it is the purchase by AIBP of 50% of Irish country meats and the implications that that could have for the beef and lamb processing sector across the country.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'd like to just kind of put on the record what the position here is, because I know lots of people have raised this issue with me from a concerned point of view, and I think the Oireachtas Committee also has referred it to the Competition Authority to look at it. The mergers and acquisitions of businesses within the state are subject to a process of examination to ensure that consumers or other businesses do not suffer, or that the merger or acquisition does not lead to a reduction in competition. I understand that depending on the turnover of organisations involved in the acquisition or merger, either the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission or the EU Commission will conduct an examination to determine whether there will be any substantial lessening of competition, is the term. As part of this process, the examination of the proposed takeover will involve either one or two-stage investigation by the relevant authorities, at the end of which the authorities may unconditionally clear the merger, approve the merger subject to remedies, or prohibit the merger if no adequate remedies to the competition concerns have been proposed by the merging parties. I am satisfied that this process would ensure a thorough and independent assessment of the impact of the proposed takeover on the Irish beef industry. So, in other words, concerns have been expressed. There is a system there to deal with those concerns. And I think there's an Oireachtas committee, and there's lots of other people looking at it to see what the outcome is. My view is let's let the system work here. And if there's no competition issues as a result of this, well, then it'll proceed. If there are competition issues, well, then they'll either have to be addressed or else it won't be able to go ahead.
Deputy Pringle.
Minister, that's a clear outline of the process that's involved in making the decision in relation to this in terms of the Competition Authority. But the key point is, as the policy divisor or driver for nationally for the agricultural sector, and the question I've asked specifically is whether the department and yourself as representing the department will be prepared to make a submission to the Competition Authority should there be a call made for anybody interested parties. And surely the department would be an interested party, particularly when you look at that this merger will give 29% of the beef kill control to AIBP, 40% of the lamb kill, and very significantly, I think, is 50% of the rendering business across the country will be under the control of a single operator if this goes ahead. And I'm sure that there must be some concerns at a policy level within the department to see the concentration of control in one person's hands. And if the Competition Authority makes a call or makes a public call for submissions, the question is, will the department make a submission in relation to it?
Minister.
We'll work with the system. If the Competition Authority asks for our opinion on anything, we'll obviously give full details of our views from a policy point of view. But I think there are dangers with ministers getting involved in trying to impact on mergers. There is a state body that's there that has a legal obligation to actually assess these things properly and make informed choices. And I can tell you, we all call it the Competition Authority, but it's the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission now. They're a pretty robust organisation. I've already got letters from them in terms of warning me not to stray into price negotiation areas with the Beef Forum, for example. So they are watching this sector, I think, pretty closely, and let's see what they have to say.
The Competition Authority may not ask directly the department for their views on it. The Competition Authority may advertise that they are considering this merger and acquisition and ask for submissions from anybody who is interested. My question is the department an interested party in relation to this?
What the department can do is we can provide stats and details. But I don't think that the Department of Agriculture is qualified to make judgment calls in terms of of competition issues. That's what the Competition Commission is there. If they ask us for information or a policy perspective, we'll of course give it to them. I can't be more open.